Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Is this mic on? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Jordan of the Fear Raiser, and I'm bringing you back another story for your viewing pleasure, because I know you all love my stories so much, and there's just so many different memories that just come and go. And this is another example of one of those memories. This was a story that happened to me, This is something that happened to me a long time ago, which was essentially, I guess you could say, the first time, if not one of the first times, that I ever felt betrayed by a friend, by a good friend. And I'm really excited to tell you the story because, honestly, when I remembered it the other day, I was like, oh wow, like, I can't believe I forgot about that. But before we get into it, a few things I wanted to say first. So first off, guys, I'm really trying to build my following on Twitter and Instagram, so they're right there. Twitter is @TheFearRaiser and Instagram is TFRJordan. If you guys could go follow either one of those or both, I would totally love that. I'm really, like I said, I'm really trying to build this up. I want to be able to communicate with you guys, have you guys following me on those, so I have easier ways to communicate to you guys and interact with you guys, because it's a lot of fun tweeting and responding to you guys and just seeing what you guys have to say and all that kind of stuff. So that's all right there. And the links are also in the description if you want to click that as well. And the other thing I wanted to mention is that I'm back on play.lonesurvivor.net. If you guys didn't know already, this is a wicked survival server that has a ton of custom features that allow you to really get the best thrill out of playing on a survival server against other players. So if you want to check out this server, check it in the IP is in the description below. So if you guys want to play it, it's right there. And don't think I didn't forget, here I am featuring the top 3 comments or stories that you guys left from the previous story that I uploaded. Those are going up right now. If you guys didn't know, I like to ask you guys to leave in the comment section below a story you have, maybe similar or not, and I pick 3 and I feature them in the following or the latest stories I have to tell. So be sure to leave one in the comment section below, and who knows, it could get featured in the next story. So with that being said, let's get right into it, guys. So, about this whole betrayal thing, this was the first time that I think, from what I can remember, that I had ever experienced, I guess you could say, betrayal from a friend, from a good friend at the time. So what had happened was I had this one friend growing up, probably from, like, I want to say grade 6 into junior high. And he was a bit of an odd guy. He lied a lot. He would always deny he's lying. He was one of those types. But regardless, me and him were good friends, and, you know, I didn't really have many friends. I still don't. And I used to speak to this guy a lot, and we would talk a lot. Now, we played a lot of Pokemon games together. And, you know, back in the day, you know, Pokemon was a really big deal. I mean, it still is. But for me and my, like, generation, I guess you could say, Pokemon was the shiz, if I do say so myself. So it was a great time, and you know, me and him would always play Pokemon together, talk about it, blah blah blah. Yes, by the way, this is another Pokemon related story. I know I have a few, and I don't understand why like all of this drama seems to circle around Pokemon, but it does, okay? Back to the story. So me and him talked a lot about Pokemon. Okay, so now this is what happened. So I ended up buying a Pokemon game called Pokemon Ranger, which came out in 2006 on the DS, and it was a weird game. I don't really want to get into the mechanics of it, but regardless, the game itself came with this egg, and the egg was the egg of Phione, and Phione was a legendary Pokemon or something that was from the next generation of Pokemon, which at the time was not out yet, but was soon coming out, which was going to be Diamond and Pearl. Which I was super stoked about, because again, I was still, you know, in that Pokemon world. You know, I loved Pokemon. I was still so enveloped in it, and I was extremely excited to be playing Diamond and Pearl, and I was super excited to be playing Diamond and Pearl with this egg, because then I'd have a legendary, which it actually took a bit of time to get as well, and Phione would hatch into Manaphy, and etc. So anyways, Diamond and Pearl came out. I grabbed Pearl. My friend got Diamond, I believe. Or actually, I don't even think he got either, now that I think about it. But regardless, I got Pearl. And needless to say, I kicked that game's ass. I got Manaphy, I got all these legendaries, I bet the game, I had level 100s all over the place, I had more hours of my life lost. It was great, and I just got really into the game. And I would, of course, go to my friend and tell him about this all the time. And he knew how much this game meant to me, how much I loved playing Pokemon. It was a great time, and again, it was a great, thing to play as a kid, because I didn't really play a whole lot of different games. I was really into handheld stuff at the time, handheld games and stuff, so I was certainly loving it and loving every bit of it then. So, this is where things get weird, okay? So I started to get the feeling that he was getting jealous of me, and he was getting jealous over all these successes over a game, I might add. And again, I want to point out, I was like 13, I think, or 14, I can't remember, we both were. So one day, okay, we went to my house. He came over to my house after school, and we went up my room. And I remember, right when we got back, I ended up going to the washroom. And I said, I'll be right back. So I was a few minutes, and then I came out. And I remember my friend kind of looking really weird and spazzy. And he was just like, yeah, I gotta go, man. And he just took off. So that was kind of weird, and I was like, alright. And I remember that day I was looking for Pokemon Pearl, and I couldn't find it. So I was like, alright, whatever. I guess I misplaced it, but I didn't really think much about it. So then the next day, I'm looking around for it again, and I can't seem to find it. And then the next day, I still can't find it, and I remember my babysitter had come over at the time, because she babysat my two younger brothers. Not that I needed a babysitter when I was 14, but she helped me out. And I remember we looked around the house for hours and hours, until I heard my babysitter call out to me, and I will never forget how shocked I was to see this. She had called me into my little brother's room, who had a giant fish tank in there at the time, and pointed into the fish tank. And at the bottom of the fish tank was Pokemon Pearl, destroyed and ripped up, just sitting there. And it had been there for 4 days now, or 3 days. And I think it's pretty obvious that I was pretty upset about this. I was really pissed off, and I felt betrayed, and I just felt hurt. I didn't go to my room and cry. I mean, I wasn't that in love with the game, but it really hurt my feelings, and I put so much time into the game. And again, it was really one of the first times I kind of experienced betrayal. So either way, that happened, and I was very upset and very disappointed. And I remember I called him out after about it, which he kept denying that it happened, and I eventually just stopped talking to this guy. He was clearly an idiot, and moved on. And then eventually I ended up getting Pokemon Pearl again, and played it again, and loved it, and had a good time, and life went on. Regardless, even though I lost the progress in Pokemon Pearl, I certainly learned a very nice life lesson that not everybody appears to be what they seem. He was a really good friend of mine, and he clearly didn't look at me the same way, and pretty much came to my house and destroyed my game and left. So that's not cool, and either way, I'm over it now, but it was certainly a little bit of a dramatic thing that happened to me when I was younger. And here I am telling it now. So either way, guys, I hope you did enjoy this story. If you did, you should totally leave a like on the video, and don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Have you been betrayed before? Am I saying betrayed or betrayed? I'm speaking so fast, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Have you been betrayed before by a friend or by somebody? Let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, guys, again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Toodles!